Hey guys, welcome to the Eternal Quest Tarot and welcome to today's pick-a-pile reading. With this one, we are going to be getting a yes or no answer to your yes or no question, and I also intend to provide you with any insight or advice that comes up for you with each of these readings. As you can see, I have 5 piles for you to choose from, and each of these cards actually come from an oracle deck, but it's basically just images. So as you can see, none of these cards have any kind of names or keywords attached to them, and it's specifically, I chose this card for this type of a reading, a yes or no reading, so as to not be influenced by looking at the cards and sort of, getting an idea of what the answer might be, whether it's a yes or a no, just by looking at the cards themselves. So not for me, not for you. I didn't want to kind of precondition that part. So yeah, without further ado, also I wanted to say that my intention is to get a definitive yes or no, but sometimes even a maybe comes through, or sometimes the answer is like, this is what is going on and the outcome is up to you. So bear that in mind when you watch this type of a reading. And yeah, without further ado, let's look at the crystals and the cards so that you can choose your pile and make your selection. Now, the images are already pretty clear on camera, as I see on my viewfinder up here. So if you're already drawn to one of these piles, feel free to go to the description box for all the timestamps to your reading. But for those of you that need some more time and a closer look at the cards, let's get into the pile selection. So for first pile, I have the orange calcite crystal with this card. And again, it has no name, no keyword attached to it, just a simple image. Or maybe not a simple image, quite a complex one, but that is for pile 1. For pile 2, I have the golden pyrite crystal with this card. That is for pile 2. For pile 3, I have this crystal. Sorry, I have forgotten the name. It's a light green color, and this is the card for pile 3. For pile 4, I have the black obsidian crystal with this card. Oops, if I can pick it up. That is for pile 4. And for my 5th, my last pile, is this golden or orange fire and ice crystal with this card. So there we go. Pause the video if you need even more time to make your selection. You can assign different piles if you have more than one yes or no question on your mind right now. Oops, why are the cards looking all wonky? Sorry, I'm a little anal, if you will, when it comes to the arrangement on my reading space. Anyway, there you go. 5 piles to choose from, timestamps in the description box below, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, pile 1. So this is for those of you that resonated with the orange calcite crystal and this particular soul card. This is your reading. So as I mentioned in the intro section, I am intending to get a definitive yes or no answer, but keep in mind that sometimes even a maybe comes through, or sometimes it's like, here's the situation and it is up to you whether the answer would be a yes or no. I'm also going to get some insight and advice. Insight would be based on the tarot cards themselves, and for advice we are going to pull some oracle cards. And I typically work with the presumption or assumption that yes is something that you would want to hear, but if you are looking for a no to come through, then you can just stop watching the reading if and when that happens. But based on my presumption, if the answer is no, I'm going to get advice into how you could turn it into a yes. Hope that made sense. So it will make more sense once you see the reading progress and get a sense into what is going on. So is the answer a yes or a no for the people who chose pile 1? We are starting with the star. Okay, a very positive start already. Is the answer a yes or a no? Star is about healing, about hope, and a very soothing energy, calming energy to that card. We also have the Magician, already looking like a yes. What is the answer for pile 1's question? Is it a yes or is it a no? We have the 7 of coins. Okay. Is the answer a yes or a no to your question? We have the 2 of coins. Okay. Is the answer a yes or a no to pile 1's question? And we have the reversed world card. Let's look at your bottom of the deck energy. We have the 9 of swords. Okay. All right, so what is going on here? The star, the magician, the 7 of pentacles, the reversed world, 2 of coins, and bottom of the deck, 9 of swords. I find it interesting that the creature in the 9 of swords is kind of looking sideways, and when I put it here, it's kind of like it's looking at this entire tarot spread. So I kind of am getting the feeling that this is something that you're stressing over, okay? There's a lot of like stress, there's a lot of anxiety and worrying about the outcome of whatever this is you are asking for, okay? Now, I'm going to interpret from 2 perspectives. And to be very honest here, I'm not getting a clear yes or no answer. But I'm getting the feeling or the sense that things are moving towards a more balanced and more harmonious place. Like this situation is being healed. You are being brought a lot of healing, okay? And there's hope that will come out. Like this situation will turn out to be something that inspires a lot of hope, a lot of peace in you. With the 7 of coins, I feel like you have been waiting for something to come to fruition. Now, this can be, of course, like in terms of your love life, or could also be in your career. Those are the 2 major areas where guidance is sought on, but of course, if this is something else, take it to apply to that as well. But for the purposes of this reading, I will be talking about both those contexts, okay? So I feel like you have put in a lot of efforts towards manifesting this thing, and it's something that you are actively working on. And I feel like within yourself, there are 2 sort of like energies that are playing tug of war. At times, I feel like you feel quite confident with the magician energy. When you think about your manifestation, you feel like, you know, you have done everything that you can, you've put in the work, and like you absolutely deserve this. But there are times where your assuredness about this kind of goes a little wonky, and it makes you feel a little uncertain with the Two of Pentacles energy, okay? It also seems like it is kind of a difficult balancing act, like maintaining your energy in the place where you know that if you do it, the energy would bring out the outcome that you want. I do feel like the situation has been going on for a while now, okay? And in the foreseeable future, I feel like this will drag on a little bit. So this is a test of your patience. We have the world energy coming up in reverse, so kind of makes me feel like there's already a lot going on and there's still certain things that need to work themselves out in order to bring you to the finality of this outcome. Now, since we are not getting either a yes, a clear yes, or a clear no, I know that this can probably like add to your anxiety. But I want to look at the advice for you in this situation, okay? And I'm going to do that. But before I do that, let me quickly clarify the reverse world card energy a little bit to get further context. So what's this reverse world card? It could also talk about you being unable to let go of the situation. Perhaps this is something that you are hanging on to way too tightly, and that in itself could be a hurdle. Like the anxious feelings that you feel could be because of the fact that you're simply unable to let go. And it's almost like the minute you let go, you get your manifestation, is the feeling that I'm getting. But let me clarify the world energy. We have the Ten of Wands. Look at that. Yeah, so being burdened by it, being burdened by this thing that you are asking about, and the advice with the Ten of Wands especially is to drop that burden, is to drop what you are so focused on or perhaps even obsessing over, because it's getting to an unhealthy place for you. You're not able to do what is needed. Like I said, there are times like you feel very hopeful and very like sure about getting the outcome that you desire, but there are at times that you really work yourselves up into the state of like Nine of Swords or Ten of Wands, where it literally doesn't allow you to see your path clearly up ahead and do what is necessary. Sometimes we have to let go to allow life to guide us to do the necessary things. Let me clarify the Seven of Coins. What is the Seven of Pentacles energy? Spirit, can you tell us more about the Seven of Pentacles? It's the Seven of Pentacles energy for pile one. We have the Three of Swords. Okay, so there has been a lot of pain coming from the situation, no matter what, what area of life that you're looking for, or like you're viewing, whatever point of view or whatever area of life you're watching this reading from or for. There has been a lot of pain, certainly something that has broken your heart and made you feel sad, made you feel. This can also talk about anger. This can also talk about frustration. So there is pain that is in the mix. And I feel like your advice is to just drop the situation and allow it to manifest the way that it can. The promise here seems to be the Star, okay? No matter what the outcome is, whether it's a yes or a no matter what happens in this situation, I feel like in the end, it is meant for your own healing, and it is something that will bring you a lot of peace in the future. And granted that from the place that you're watching this reading, it might be something really hard to believe, okay? You might not be able to see how that is possible, but it is so. Let me clarify the Two of Coins. So what is the Two of Coins energy? Two of Coins can also be about confusion. So like I said, at times you feel confused. It's almost like your inner commitment. This is going to be difficult to hear and probably difficult to understand, but your inner commitment to the outcome that you want to see, if you're absolutely honest about this, you'll find that your inner commitment to that isn't there. Okay, we have the 5 of coins. Look at that. So again, at times feeling like you don't really deserve it, feeling like, it's a thing that is shut off from you. This is also the energy of abandonment. So for those of you that are watching this reading and thinking about a relationship where there has been abandonment or making you feel abandoned by this person, you're just clinging on to this and like wanting to bring in your idea of your manifestation, whatever you want to see happen. But like I said, at times it's from this place of being the magician, feeling absolutely confident, and at times like feeling very like undeserving almost of the outcome. So it's almost like your inner commitment and the energetic place that you need to be, which, by the way, what I mean by that is to bring in a manifestation or bring in like whatever we are desiring for in the future. It is something that we have to give to ourselves first. Okay. And if you are honest with yourself, I feel like you haven't been able to fully do that, to fully see yourself as someone who is deserving of this outcome that you're so wanting at this point of time. And that indecision within you, or that lack of commitment, should take you to, or should be the hint that it is time to let go of this, time to like drop it, literally drop it. And letting go does not mean giving up on yourself. Letting go doesn't mean that you no longer want it, but there is something that keeps blocking your progress and keeps blocking you from seeing the things that you need to see and doing the things that you need to do, because of your intense attachment to this outcome. Okay, so whatever it is, whether you wanted to hear in that yes, to turn it into and this is like neither a yes or a no. To turn it into a yes, you need to drop it. Whether you wanted to hear a no, and this is like a neither yes or a no. To turn it into a no, you need to drop it. Okay? Whatever you wanted to hear through this reading. So let me quickly get some advice for you as to what you should be doing in order to bring in the answer that you want or the manifestation that you want. So I want to go to another, like the different or the second or the first oracle deck. I have 2 oracle decks picked out, so I'm going to go to this one and then the other one. Sorry about that. So what do you need to do? What are the energies that you need to focus on in order to turn the answer into something you would like to see? We have caution with nettle. And nettle is a plant that has very spiky or leaves that can actually like cut your skin, like if you brush against the plant. But regardless of that, you see this image of the nettle tonic. It's also used in medicines, and one of the things how I look at caution is that there is something in the situation, certain circumstances that are cautionary in a way that they are asking you to look at the things that you might not be looking at, might be consciously blinding yourself from. And you need to pay attention, you need to pay more attention to either the other people involved in this situation, if there are, or the nature of the circumstance as it is. And what that caution and what that attention will do is it will directly draw your attention to what is truly going on within you, because it's always what's within is without. Okay, so the reason why you're stressing, an insight into that, like really need to pay attention to this situation and really be honest with yourself and ask yourself those difficult questions, my dear pile one. Okay, why you are unable to let go of it. Okay, why is it that hearing the answer that you are wanting to hear, why is it so important? What does the opposite of what you wanted, what does the manifestation of an opposite circumstance mean to you? But nevertheless, there are certainly certain things that you need to be cautious about, maybe even be cautious about what you're asking. So definitely a revisit to your original desire is needed here. Check within you your motivations, what you're hoping to get, and ask yourself, like, can this situation really truly give you that? We have chocolate with aphrodisiac. So for some of you, this could be about a connection, okay? A connection that is based in lust, I feel like, and the opposite of that, or I'm not the opposite, but maybe you're looking for love, but there's a lot of lust here. Aphrodisiac is kind of like things that can really get you going, get you turned on, if you get my drift. But maybe this situation is stimulating in a way, and maybe that is sustaining your attachment to it. Maybe this is something exciting, something that is a momentary, like pleasure, for example. But you need to look at the consequences of really bringing into your life, and ask yourself if you're ready for it. Ask yourself if that is something that you truly want, okay? Because some things might be pleasant to look at from afar or from the outside, but the actual experience of it might not match what you are truly hoping for. So again, asking yourself difficult questions. This is literally like your reading is making me feel like, pile one, go back to your original ask and your motivations, and see if those align with the outcome that you're looking for. Then we have lemon with bitterness. So this makes me think of the Three of Swords energy, and the embittered kind of feelings of hurt, feelings of pain. See how that is influencing what is going on in this situation. Maybe it's something that really hurt you and you are knocking at the wrong door. So something that, maybe like, let's say you're asking about a relationship that has left a bitter taste in your mouth, and something that didn't prove itself to be as sweet as you initially thought, okay? Maybe you're knocking at the wrong door and going to a particular person or a relationship to look for the relief, where there's only gonna be more of this bitterness. Okay, so really be careful with what you're asking for, pile one. Okay, let me get some advice for you now from the Moonology Oracle as to, advice in the moment. What should you do right now to get the outcome that you want, or, whatever the outcome might be, for it to be more in alignment with what your heart truly desires, is how I'm going to put it. So let's see. We have relax. Yeah, so this reminds me of letting go and really just allowing the universe to do its job, and for life to guide you, to correctly guide you. Relaxing is letting go, very opposite of this Nine of Swords energy, where I feel like there's a lot of stress and there's literally an inability to let go, which is understandable. We all have been there. But the universe is literally asking you to relax. And this also tells me that Spirit is saying, like, everything is working out in your favor anyways, pile one, no matter what the outcome might be. It has, the second message we have is honor your feelings. So paying attention to how you feel. Your inner compass, actually, your inner guidance, very much speaks the language of your feelings. So maybe you're not paying attention to the pain that you have gone through, or the stress that the burdens that you're bearing at this point of time. So allowing yourself to pay attention to that and really think about how you truly feel. And are you honoring yourself? Are you honoring your feelings, your, self sense of being by asking what you're asking in this situation? That is the $1 million question here. And you need to look at truly how you feel and act according to those feelings. Okay? Because like I said, for me, when I look at the energies so far, I feel like you're banging your head against on the wrong door. Then we have talk less and feel more. So again, going back and connecting with yourselves, we have two images that sort of, make me think of meditation, really connecting with yourself. Talk less, feel more. Maybe if you are discussing this, or even talking to the people or the person in this situation, you're not going to find answers through talking. You're going to find answers when you go back deep within yourselves and connect with yourself. Okay? We have clear your mind as the last card for you, Pile 1. So again, get very clear about the situation and really ask yourself, like, is this something that you truly want? And I feel like if you're being honest with yourself, you might find the answer to be a no. Okay? So yeah, again, like I said, the situation is making me feel like you need to really go back and connect with your core and understand yourself better a little. Take some time to understand yourself a little bit better and see if this ask is in alignment with what you truly desire. So that is all I have for you, Pile 1. I sincerely hope that this reading was helpful and it made you think. If this reading helped you in any way, big or small, consider leaving a like on this video, letting me know in the comments below if you chose this pile, if this made sense to you, and if this was helpful. Any kind of activity and action you take when you watch a video, that seriously does help the channel, the creator, which is me. And consider subscribing and staying back for more future readings to come from me. So thank you so much once again for being here, Pile 1, and hopefully I will connect with you very soon. Bye! Hi, Pile 2. So this is for those of you that resonated with the golden pyrite crystal and this card. This is your reading. So if you skipped or missed the intro portion, as I mentioned, I am intending to get a definitive yes or no answer, because obviously that will be most useful to those of you that are watching. But sometimes, Spirit has other plans and a definitive answer does not come through. What comes through is sometimes a maybe, and sometimes it's like, here's the situation and it is up to you what the outcome would be or what the answer would be. So we'll see if we can get a definitive yes or no answer to your question. So think of the question in your mind, say it out loud, try to focus on it as I am drawing your tarot cards. Let's look at whether the answer is a yes or a no. I will be drawing 5 cards to start with. We have the Lover's energy. Oh, I should probably cover this card up. Maybe it is too late for that. I don't know. It's just that certain images on some tarot cards, they are not YouTube friendly, so to speak. So there we go, much better. But I'll have to be careful. I have to shuffle and draw these cards off camera. That's just how this tarot deck is, unfortunately. So starting with the Lover's card, let's see. What is the answer to pile two's question? Is it a yes or a no? Then we have the Six of Pentacles. Are these straight? I think so. What is the answer for pile two's question? Some of you could be asking a question about a relationship. Then we have the reversed Three of Wands. With the Lovers card, it doesn't have to be, because of course it is not just about relationship, but some of you could be asking about that, is what I'm getting, certainly. And I'm going to actually interpret these messages from the point of view of relationship being the focus and career. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords and one more card. What is the answer to pile two's question? We have the Five of Swords, and bottom of the deck energy we have the Ace of Coins. Okay. I'm just taking a few seconds to connect with the energies and what this is trying to tell me. With the Ace of Coins, this could be about a new beginning that you are seeking, okay, or for something to start, for something to become more real, more tangible. And like I said, it could be about a relationship. What I am getting is right now the answer is a no, but how do I express this? Whatever you are asking about, pile two, the answer is a no, but there is a new beginning in store for you, okay? Something that will be more right for you, something that will be more resonant, something that will make more sense in the future. So that is coming up, that is already happening. In this situation, you might already know that there is a new beginning, either ways. So whether this is a yes, whether this is a no, you know that in life you are bound to move on and go towards a new beginning. So if in that sense, if this is something that you wanted to know, if you will be able to, let's say, get out of this situation, then the answer is a yes. But what I feel like, okay, talking about the cards from the perspective of a relationship. So this could be quite a significant romantic connection for you, okay? The connection itself is mutual. I do feel like the intensity of the connection that you feel and how connected and drawn you feel to your person, that is very much true for both of you, okay? But there have been certain conflicts and certain unpleasant situations that you both have been through, and there's this energy of not being able to move past this problem, okay, between the connection. This is causing you a lot of stress, as we can see from the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is a card of stress, anxiety, okay, all those unpleasant feelings that we typically have when we are in a stressful situation. And it's almost like you or the other person literally being unable to see the future, not being able to like understand how balance can be restored between the two of you. First of all, like the Six of Pentacles energy, typically speaking, this is, you know, a balanced energy when it comes to relationship. But as I was drawing all of your cards, and the moment I drew the Six of Pentacles, I intuitively kind of felt that there is one person that has been giving more and not getting what they truly deserve in return. There's a feeling that, you have invested a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of your resources, whether emotional, mental, or otherwise, into this relationship, and you're not getting what you truly deserve. Like, the other person is not stepping up. They're just taking and taking from you. Or the situation is just taking and taking from you. So, at this point of time, I feel like it would be best to acknowledge that there is literally no future, or none of you, or maybe one of you, cannot see the future in this connection, okay? Now, even if you're asking this about, let's say, a career or any other kind of situation in your life that you're watching this reading from, the same thing applies. It's kind of, not kind of stressful, it's really stressful at this point of time, which I do empathize about. And I do kind of understand that there can be certain situations in our life that make us feel like helpless, depressed, anxious, very worried. So you are being called to acknowledge that there is stress and there is a need to work on that stress. But stop fighting is the message here. Like, stop fighting the reality of your situation and face it head on. Like, even if, even if you are able to, let's say, get an apology, for example, or, find some semblance of peace here, it will still not satisfy you. The Five of Swords is kind of like the energy where we have been in a conflict and technically we are the winner, but we don't really feel like a winner, okay? So the best thing in this situation would be to move on and begin anew, like begin something fresh and start something fresh. Dropping this baggage from this previous situation, okay? There are a few cards that I want to clarify. I certainly want to clarify the Six of Pentacles. Whoops. One card is stuck to the table. Okay, there we go. So, what is the Six of Pentacles? So I paused filming for a few seconds because I was really sneezing there, like I had a bout of sneezing, and it's from the incense stick that is burning. It usually doesn't irritate me. It's actually one of my favorite incense sticks, but yeah, anyways, going back to the reading, and let's draw a card to clarify. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands to clarify the Six of Pentacles. What is the reversed? Whoops. I usually do take jumper cards, as you saw, but I usually allow my intuition to guide me, not when I drop the cards. So anyways, what is the reverse Three of Wands? Oops. We have the World. Okay. Eight of Wands is kind of throwing me off. I might need a minute to meditate on that. What is the Nine of Swords energy? The World card can talk about endings. Okay, so things coming to an end. We have the Magician clarifying the Nine of Swords. And what is the Five of Swords energy? The Magician clarifying the Nine of Swords. I really want to say to you, Pile 2, that this situation in the end, first of all, is only going to empower you. Like, letting it go and acknowledging that things have ended, okay, It's really going to empower you, and I feel like a lot of changes are coming your way with the Eight of Wands, okay? Like I said, there is something of balance in this situation, and it's almost like balance is going to get restored with the changes coming. Now, by saying that, I don't mean to imply, or I'm not getting the feeling that suddenly your person will see the light of the day and this person will come back. I feel like this changes that are coming, it will be like new doors of opportunity opening up for you, okay? The Five of Swords is the Emperor, yeah. So I feel like the minute you're not acknowledging what is going on here, and the minute you do, I feel like you will feel far more empowered about your life and about the next steps that you need to take. The minute you do that, the minute you are able to move past or like let go of this situation and move into a new energy, this is literally like new fabulous energy that is coming your way. The moment you allow the situation to end, okay? Let's clarify the Lovers now that we have clarified every other card. What is the Lovers energy for pile 2? Whoops. We have the Five of Wands. So yeah, conflicts within the connection, or this could be conflict within your person, regarding this relationship, regarding this connection, which kind of explains the Three of Wands, the Three of Wands, not Wards, coming up in reverse, with them not being able to see the future of this relationship. So for now, like I said, if you're asking about a relationship or any kind of other circumstance, I feel like the clear message is to allow yourself to see and acknowledge that fighting to change the situation is not going to work. The best thing would be to allow things to come to an end. And when you do that, when you really see that whatever you're doing, the energy that you're putting into this connection or this situation is not really helping it, that's when you begin your healing journey and feeling empowered. And even though you might be very stressed out, worried and anxious about it, know that, feeling more empowered is the natural next step that you are heading towards. With the Magician and Emperor card, these are very empowered, very high in self-worth, a belief in your self-ability, and that will lead to a new beginning for you guys. Okay? For some of you, I am getting that this renewal, this new beginning, might also be with this person, but I'm more so leaning towards whatever this new beginning is going to be something that is meant for you, really resonant, turning a new chapter, a new leaf, starting afresh, okay? So even if it is this particular circumstance or person coming back, the energy will have shifted immensely. They will feel, the quality of the relationship will feel brand new. Your person will feel like a brand new person, okay? And usually for that, you need to allow for certain time to go by, certain time to pass. But for now, it feels like allowing it to end is the right thing for you, be it a relationship or be it any other thing that you are putting in a lot of efforts towards, because changes are coming, definitely coming. Okay? And again, I'm apologize. I'm not getting whether these changes are within this relationship or whether it's a brand new person or whether it's renewal of the circumstance that you're asking about, or whether it's a brand new thing that you'll be walking towards. And I sincerely apologize that I'm not getting a clear insight into that. But what is of significance is not that issue or not that point. It's not about like, will you be back together with this person, or will you reconcile, or will the circumstance turn around and allow for you to feel more empowered and begin something finally, turn a new leaf finally. That's not the main focus. The main focus is Spirit telling you that what needs to end, what you need to let go of right now, you should allow for that to happen in the most organic, natural way that it is happening. And then your energy shifts. And the basic thing here is the big shift in your energy. From the energy that I see up top here to going to the Magician, the Emperor. This is a major shift in energy. That needs to happen for the manifestation which is right for you to come into your life. So let me get some oracle cards for you, and the second set of oracle cards, the cards from that, will be advice for you in the moment. So let's see, what insight do you have for pile 2 Spirit in this situation that they are asking for? Allow it to end, I would say. We have turmeric with diversity. This card makes me feel like there are a lot of moving parts to this circumstance that you're asking about, diversity. So many different things are going on, so many different things are having their moment of influence on this situation, that it would be impossible for you to have any control, so to speak, on all of those moving parts. And which is why it makes sense why Spirit is saying that for now, at least for now, drop it, allow it to end, acknowledge that it's over. Okay? And also, this makes me feel like you did not bring this about. Like, because there are so many moving parts, because there are so many things that are influencing this situation, it is not just about your energy not being in alignment. It's about like so many different things here. I don't know which other way to express it in. Okay? So, what else do you want pile 2 to know about this situation? What else do you want pile 2 to know? We have parsley with death. Look at that. So something is definitely coming to an end here, and with beginnings and endings, like literally when they are coming into our lives, and it's a scenario which is unfolding organically, as I said, all we can do is honor what is happening. We also have soothe, so this is about you taking care of yourself, and how you deal with the stress right now is very important. Think of the things that really will bring you this healing and soothing energy. With the 9 of Swords, I feel like being soothed is the last thing that you feel right now. But also gives me hope that if you really want and you focus on it, you will be able to bring in the healing. And I kind of feel like how you deal with your 9 of Swords will determine how quickly you get to the Magician's vibe. Okay? So think of the soothing elements, the thought processes, the resources at your disposal. There are many, even if you are not aware of it. and focus on those. Bring soothing healing to yourself, pile 2. Then we have dispirited. This is the energy of 5 of Swords. Like I said, you know, this is also about neutralizing something. And the 5 of Swords is feeling like you have lost your spark. You've lost your happiness. Like I said, even if you're technically the winner, you won't feel like the winner. So it's kind of like that blah feeling. And in this type of a situation where you know that no matter how much energy you put into it, you won't be able to revive it or change it, you know, it's best to walk away from it and allow for that ending to happen. Okay, let's look at your advice now. What you should be doing right now to help bring in the answer that you're looking for, the manifestation that you're looking for. What can you do right now? What should you focus on in this very moment? So we have attend to the details. So like I said, many different moving parts to this situation, and there might be few things that you might actually be missing that might be making you hold a very like wrong perspective. It's almost like, you know, there's the moon there, and half of it is lit and half of it is in the shadow. It's hidden. So there are certain things that you might not even be aware of, but paying attention to the details, whatever they might be, something needs to come to light for you to be able to see clearly, to see the bigger picture, or to change your perspective on things, something like that. Like something needs to be revealed, and which will reveal itself to you the more attention you really pay to the details in this situation. There's a lot to be gathered in terms of additional relevant information, I feel like, okay, in your circumstance. What are you asking about? Then we have shine. This is new beginning. We have new moon in Leo, but new moon nonetheless. So again, makes me feel like be hopeful about the future, what the future holds. Like I said, for some of you, the situation might improve, or you might be guided to a new thing, a brand new thing, and you will feel empowered enough and like your true self shining through, because this brand new thing that you're walking into is going to be so much better in terms of how you feel about it and how much resonance you find with it. So shine. Very hopeful, in a sense. Be hopeful about the future. There's nothing, like, don't create distress for yourself unnecessarily. You're meant to go towards being the magician. Be proud of yourself. Look at that. Be proud of yourself, pile 2. So, like I said, so many moving parts. You have done nothing wrong. You did all you could in this situation. You really did. And so far, for the way that you have handled things, I feel like you should be proud of yourself, because you've really done this well. Okay, so despite us having done something right, if it comes to an end or if it doesn't come to fruition, it really does mean that it is not for us. And we also have relax. It's a card that I got for pile 1 as well. This makes me feel like letting go and just resting in the knowledge, resting in the knowing that what is coming up next would be so much better for you, pile 2. Okay, so I hope that this reading did make sense for those of you that chose pile 2. If it did help you in any way, big or small, consider leaving this video a like, and if you chose this pile, let me know in the comments below if this helped you. Any kind of activity that you do on the video really does help me as a content creator, and really gels well with YouTube's algorithmic system. And also consider subscribing and staying back for more future readings to come from this channel. So thank you so much once again for being here, Pile 2. I will hopefully connect with you very soon. Bye! Hi, Pile 3. So this is for you if you resonated with this green crystal and this particular oracle card, but as you can see, it has no name and no keyword. So this card, I would say, and we are going to look into your yes or no question, and of course I'm going to try and get a definitive yes or no answer for you, because I know that that would be most helpful, but sometimes it is possible to get a maybe, and sometimes Spirit is also like, this is the situation, and a yes or a no, it's all up to you. So know that I don't control the messages, but I do want to get a yes or no answer for you. I'm also going to draw oracle cards at the end of the reading, or to sum up the message and get more insight and also advice for you. Okay, so let's get started. What's happening to my voice? Sorry about that. We have the Ten of Swords. Okay, a very strong start. Ten of Swords can talk about ending, or it can talk about feeling completely done, or can also represent like overthinking and stressing yourself out almost, but we'll see. I'm going to draw 5 cards to start with, just so you know. Then we have the Devil. Okay. Is the answer a yes or a no for Pile 3? Is the answer a yes or a no? We have the Fool. Okay. What is going on, Pile 3? Is the answer a yes or a no for Pile 3? We also have the Ace of Wands. Okay. Is the answer a yes or a no for Pile 3? And we have the World. Okay. So I'm gonna say the answer is a yes, okay, for you guys. And I kind of feel like you are quite stressed out, I must say, about this situation. It is something that weighs pretty heavy on your mind, something that you're thinking about for a while now, and almost to the point of obsession, I feel like, okay? Since I see like a couple of people here, which is always a part of the Devil energy, but more so with this rendition of the card, I kind of getting, 2 people together, like a couple vibe. You could be asking about a relationship, okay? Some of you definitely, but not necessarily, of course. It could be about anything else. The Devil can talk about like not being able to let go, being quite obsessed, also being fearful. I get that from the combination of the Ten of Swords and the Devil energy. But I feel like somehow the circumstances are going to allow you to move forward and take a risk almost with the Fool energy, take a leap of faith, which you might be sort of hesitant about or unsure about whether that's the right move or not the right move for you, whatever that might be in whichever context you're watching this reading from. So I feel like circumstances are going to allow you to feel a sense of freedom and feel sort of ready to take a leap of faith, as I said. This does require taking a leap of faith. So if faith is something that you need to work on and really bring that energy into your life, like trusting the universe and trusting life to take you where you're meant to be. The Ace of Wands is also about new beginnings. So there's something that is going to start anew with the Fool energy and the Ace of Wands, like a freshness being infused into a situation that has gone stale or something that has remained stuck for a while, which is also the energy of Ten of Swords. Perhaps something has come to an end and you're waiting for it to be renewed, and I kind of feel like there is a new beginning, a new chapter coming in for you guys, okay? In, of course, again, whatever area of life that you are watching this reading for. And this new beginning, I feel like, will be quite promising. This is a very, like, the vibe I get out of the World card is a very happy one. And I feel like you're bound to feel complete. You're bound to feel like whole when you take the journey, when you take that first step and you have made it through the journey towards this new beginning and this new project or this new relationship. It's something that, you know, literally I'm noticing the bow in this tarot card. It's kind of like, you know, everything is wrapped up neatly with a bow on top of it. So just in general, a very positive vibe coming through the World card, something that will make you feel empowered. And on top of the world, literally, very ecstatic is what I'm getting. So, yeah, it is looking like a good thing. Now, let's get some Oracle card to get some insight, and how I'm going to view these cards or interpret these cards is, you know, whatever insight Spirit wants you to be aware of and Spirit wants to provide for this situation, things that you could be mindful of. And the next set of Oracle cards that we are going to draw, they're going to be talking about advice for you in the moment, like right now, what you can do. So we have gossip. We have gossip to start with. What an interesting energy. So gossip is typically speaking of other people's influence and what other people are saying. Maybe that is why you are in this place of stress, and maybe that is making you obsess, okay? So things that you're picking up from your environment, from the people that you're connecting with. And with gossip, you know, the message always is to really take it with a bowl of salt, if not a grain of salt, and not really pay attention to the naysayers or people that might be discouraging you. So this card is talking about other voices scaring you and kind of making you feel like doubtful of your decisions or you're wanting to move forward and whatnot. So the message is to kind of put that all to the side and again work on maintaining that faith in the universe and faith in yourself. Basically, it starts there. More than trusting the universe or an outside source is the faith in yourself. Like once you take a leap and once you get to that starting point, once you take the first step, that is, everything becomes much more easier, pleasant, and the path kind of unfolds. Okay, so be careful of what you're filtering, like have a filter and be careful of what information you're taking in, because that could be influencing your state of mind and state of being right now. Okay, so what else does Spirit want you to be aware of? We have protection. Wait. Now, this to me, the first thing that really strongly came to my mind when I drew the card is just knowing that you are protected, okay? Knowing that you are safe no matter what, okay? And that is one of the very important emotions to channel or connect with when you're about to take a leap of faith. Okay, always understanding that your soul, your being is protected. There is a lot of protection being offered right now in this circumstance surrounding you or around you, and there is no need to fear. There is literally no need to fear. Also, another message that I'm getting is do what you can to protect yourself. Now, because this is a very witchy card and actually comes from the Witch's Kitchen Wisdom something oracle, this could also involve like your spiritual ritual or your practice for those of you that are, active spiritualists and practice spirituality. So whatever makes you feel protected, take few steps to do that, to bring that assuredness. Sometimes we do need some tools, if you will, or going back to our spiritual toolkit and looking at what makes me feel safe, what makes me feel protected, what makes me feel assured enough to go forth and to let these worries and the obsessive thinking about the potential problems, fall off. Because it seems like all of these problems that you're creating with these two cards, they primarily are nesting in your head. Like they have no relation to the reality of things. Like it's not going to be, they might not even come up in the real sense when you actually take that leap of faith. So if you are a practicing spiritualist and if this is something that is your jam and that really gets you going, thinking about what you can do to protect yourself, go ahead and take those steps as well. But whether you do it or not, just know that you are protected through this process, and it will be absolutely safe for you to take that first step, take that leap of faith, okay, and allow for life to unfold from that point on. So it's kind of like a thumbs up, and that is how I see the Ace of Wands in its other renditions, if not this one. But I always see the Ace of Wands as kind of like a thumbs up. I'm thinking about the Rider-Waite card, if you've seen it before, how that is depicted or portrayed with that image of a person holding a wand in their hands, and the thumb is up. So it's kind of like thumbs up. Let go of your fears and dive right in. So, let's see. What is the insight for pile 3 regarding whatever circumstance or situation they are asking the yes or no question for? We have sensitivity. So this makes me feel like always be tuned in and tapped into your own feelings. I could be talking to people who are especially quite sensitive to the energies around. Maybe you're able to read into other people's energies. Maybe you are able to just you're a very intuitive person and you can tell what is coming up, and your intuition, your sensitivity, and your ability to tap into the feelings that come up. Let those guide you in your journey from point A to point B and everything that happens in between. Sensitivity is one of your forte and one of your, what do I call it, like a positive aspect of your personality, of who you are, and draw on that power, draw on your ability to be very aware of not only your emotions, but also the emotions of other people as they come up, and let those guide you throughout the journey. And the more you rely on it, the more you will find that you are able to execute your plans and enjoy the success which is finally coming out of this situation. Okay, so now let's go to, where is my oracle deck? Oops, I actually put it back on my shelf for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna grab it and be right back in a jiffy. Okay, there we go, and let's look into some advice right now. So in this moment, what can you do to make things easier for you, to better navigate the situation you're in? It's just things that can help you, that can aid you with whatever you are asking for, whatever situation you're asking for. And I'm sorry about being this way, but that's just how yes and no readings are. It's just impossible for me to guess what you are asking about or what the context is, the larger context. So which is why I sound annoyingly vague, but I really hope you understand. So we have share what you can spare, okay? So this makes me feel like, reaching out to other people and helping them out or connecting with them, and especially with the share what you can spare, the feeling or the kind of message, the big message here, the core message here is to first take care of your needs. So make sure that your needs are being met, and it could be you meeting your needs. It doesn't have to be other person or other people in your life, but make sure that you are taking care of your needs. Focus on that, focusing on self-nourishment, and then reach out to other people with what you can spare energetically. We all have only a certain amount of energy on a day-to-day basis, and we have to be very careful with what we spend our energy on. So this is energetically being very cautious, being very conscious of how you're spending your energy, spending your time, your resources, and whether it's like getting caught up with other people with the gossip card, which, by the way, as a tarot reader, I do find it interesting, and I also take a look at where the cards gets placed organically in a reading. With that coming up on top of the gossip card, very near to that, I kind of feel like you might be right now expending a lot of that precious, valuable energy, which you could probably use or put to better use and make it work for you. So try not to, again, get caught up in the need to please someone else or something else out there and satisfy other people. First, focus on your own satisfaction levels and meeting your own needs. And then with what you have, the extra bit that you have, share that and use that to whatever, whether to connect with other people, communicate with them, allow them to share your space, and so on and so forth. But be mindful of what you are expending your precious energy on is the overall message of that card. Being very careful with how you invest your resources, and doesn't have to be money. Like I said, it has to be it includes all kind of resources: time, energy, mental, mental load. Then we have find common ground, and I kind of feel like, of course, this would be applicable for people who are watching this from a relationship point of view, or like asking about a relationship. I feel like, I love this image where these two people are actually making time to sit down and talk things over and finding either, their common motivations, common goals, or something that they can, hope to build a future on. So whether it's a conversation that you need to have or expressing yourself like more authentically, that is important here. And whether it's in a relationship context or anything else, like even if it's parents, friends, or what have you, colleagues, people in your life, there needs to be, what you can do, I'm getting the feeling like what you can do best is like you can share your authentic self, and make your authentic point of view, or talk about your point of view from a very authentic, genuine place, and then see what happens with the other person, like how they respond. And I feel like that's going to work for you in this situation. It might be something that might be a barrier for some of you, but it is important, like some kind of conversation, and making someone else, not making in the sense like forcing them to see, but I feel like the moment you bring out these things in the open and you are able to share more authentically, it's going to kind of click with the other person and allow for you to further your conversations or further your talk. So authentic conversations is coming up as an important message. So what else? What is the advice for pile 3 right now in this moment? What is the advice for pile 3? We have love your reflection. So self-love, really fierce, self-love is what you're being called to do. Have faith in yourself. Again, very much reminds me of the Fool energy and like tapping into that faith in yourself and really like, connecting more deeply with yourself and having faith that whatever life brings and whatever journey you're about to embark on, you're going to be fine and you're going to do well and you got this. Like you have it within you to take yourself to the next level, so to speak. And I'm getting the feeling like from pile 3's reading so far that you would be responsible or are responsible for removing any kind of blockages that you perceive in your path right now, and it's up to you to begin this new start, this new journey, or that life is calling you to take right now. So it's literally going to be up to you is the feeling that I'm getting. So through the process, what is very important is to fiercely learn how to fall in love with yourself, appreciate yourself, and build that faith in yourself. Okay, so one last card for pile 3. What is the message? What is the advice, for pile 3 in this moment regarding their situation, whatever that might be? We have repair what's broken. Okay. So this card came up in either pile 1's or pile 2's reading as well. And how I see this card is really working on fixing the things in your life, whether they are internal, as in like within yourself, or whether they are external, rather than going for something new. So what needs to happen, even if this is like a new thing that you're embarking on, like leaving your proverbial past behind, this situation still requires you to give a little bit of love, a little bit of attention, and repair what's broken. Take care of those things, like make sure that you're not leaving any, how do you call it, like any unfinished businesses. Yeah, that's the word. So even as you're heading towards something new, see what needs to be taken care of, and rather than bringing in something new, work on repairing what's already there. This also tells me that it is repairable, and of course this is also talking about working on yourself. So really becoming aware of what is it in you that needs a little bit of love, attention, and fixing to allow for you to feel empowered, to feel that faith in yourself, to be able to go and make your decisions and take that leap of faith. So what are the internal, like base core elements that need a little bit more love and a little bit more attention and healing? So yeah, that's the overall message of that card. So I hope this reading was useful. If it helped you in any way, big or small, please consider leaving a like on this video, and any kind of activity you do, whether it's liking or commenting on videos on YouTube, it really does help the creator. And also consider subscribing and staying back for more future readings to come on this channel. So if you chose this pile, let me know in the comments if it made sense to you, and if it helped you, and if you're willing to share, let me know what you were asking about and how the reading related to that. So thank you so much for being here again, pile 3. Hopefully I'll connect with you very soon. Bye. Hi pile 4, so this is for you if you chose, the Black Obsidian Crystal and this Soul card, Oracle card without any words or keywords. This is your reading. So I'm going to attempt and get a definitive yes or no answer, because I do understand that is what is going to be most helpful for you. But please keep in mind that I do not control the messages, and sometimes even a maybe comes through, and sometimes Spirit is like, here's the situation, and the outcome of that, whether a yes or a no, it's completely up to you. So I've had those variations, if you will. Whoops, one of the card is flipped over. So I've had those variations come through several times with yes or no readings, so please keep that in mind. But hopefully we'll get a definitive yes or no answer. I'm also going to close the reading with some oracle cards and also advice for you. So we are starting with the Knight of Swords. Let's see, is the answer a yes or a no for pile 4? I need to adjust my chair, sorry about that. Here we go, much better. Is the answer a yes or a no for pile 4? We have the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Okay. Is the answer a yes or a no for pile 4? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Is the answer a yes or a no for pile 4? I'm gonna draw 5 cards to start with, just to let you know. We have the Three of Swords. Okay. Is the answer a yes or a no for pile 4? And we have the King of Wands. Okay, your tarot spread is kind of riddled with a lot of court cards. We have 3 court cards out of the 5 cards, and even the other like minor arcana, if you will, they are, one of them is kind of negative, I would say. Doesn't have to be, but Three of Swords generally is speaking of negative emotions, and Ace of Swords is kind of that clarity and a new beginning. Okay. So, actually, you know what? Before I go into literally telling you whether I see a yes or a no, which I am, to be very honest, not getting a clear picture, I'm going to clarify each of these energies. So, what is the Knight of Swords energy here? I kind of have a sense of what I'm reading into, but I just want to make sure that I have the right message. So let's see, what's the Knight of Swords? We have the Lovers. Okay. What is the Ace of Swords energy? With the Lovers energy, I feel like some of you, if not all of you, you might be asking about a relationship. We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. What is the Queen of Pentacles energy? We have the Nine of Pentacles. What is the Three of Swords energy here? This is the first pile for which I felt the need to draw these many clarifying cards. We have Death. Okay. Yeah. Now the message is far more clearer. I feel like the answer to your question is a no, pile 4. Okay. And let's clarify the King of Wands before I start speaking. We have the High Priestess. Okay. And bottom of the deck energy, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel like this could be, asking, like I said, some of you are definitely asking about a particular relationship, and the story that I see here with the cards so far is that, first of all, I feel like Queen of Pentacles is representative of your energy in this spread. And I feel like it's a relationship with someone you wanted to manifest, very much wanted to manifest. And it might have began as something that looked promising. Maybe not all the details were worked out. We have the Page of Pentacles clarifying the Ace of Swords. So the beginning might have been very slow to start with, okay? Or the progress itself might have been very slow, but I do feel like you felt very enthusiastic and very kind of attracted to this person, and also quite invested, energetically speaking. With the Lovers, I feel like this was, if you're asking about a relationship, that is. I will also interpret this in other context after I am done talking about what the interpretation would be for those of you watching this and thinking about a relationship. So hold on for a few minutes. But if you were asking about a relationship, I feel like this was a very strong connection. At least it felt very strong to you, okay? But I feel like as things progressed, there was a lot of pain coming from Three of Swords energy, and that pain could have been coming from an ending. And I swear, before I even drew the clarifying card, that's the story that I kind of gathered, that the relationship that you are asking for, if you are, kind of went haywire. But what I feel like with the overall energy being the Ten of Pentacles and, you know, the Nine of Pentacles clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, I do feel like long-term stability and happiness is in the cards, so to speak, for you. So it is something that you're going to arrive at, but it might not necessarily be with this person. I feel like there is a lot in this relationship that is hidden, if you will, or things that you're not aware of, that your person did not share with you, that your person was not very forthcoming with, okay? So there are some secrets, if you will, or things that you're not aware of, things you're not even able to factor in right now because you're not aware of it, of course, that you're not able to factor in and trying to understand and heal from this ending of the connection. So this very much feels like you are asking about whether, you know, you will have long-term happiness with a particular person, or whether you will reconcile with them, or you know, is there any hope in hanging on to this relationship? And the answer to that question would be no, of course. Like, the best idea for you to move on is to move on right now, okay? But energetically speaking, I'm really loving your energy with the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who really knows his or her own worth, okay? And they are very capable of not only taking care of their own needs, but there's a very nurturing, very giving, very caring side to the Queen of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is being in that place where you are absolutely ready and primed, literally, to bring in your manifestation. So whatever it is that you're asking for, whether it's a long-term relationship in the future, it's going to come to you, but not necessarily with this person or with the person on your mind, okay? Something about things being hidden, and, you know, like that person almost, I feel like, was not really as committed in this connection with the Knight of Swords here, and their perspective or what they were feeling, I feel like, and the reason why they might have left the connection or why they ended the connection, those reasons might still not be clear, very clear to you, okay? Now, if you are asking about a different situation, like not related to relationships at all, this part is for you, so listen up. I also feel like in that scenario as well, the best advice for you right now is to move on from whatever it is that you're asking about and might still be wondering about, holding on to, okay? There's Three of Swords, so I feel like you did suffer a heartbreak or some kind of like unpleasant feelings, maybe anxiety. It can also talk about feeling frustrated, angry. So some kind of like injury to your heart chakra, to your heart space, if you will, because of your hopes about this situation, okay? And this really does look like something that started off positive, but then very quickly, okay, very quickly went downhill, okay? So that in itself, the situation coming to an end or things not going your way, that in itself is sort of like a sign. And I feel like intuitively you know that too. It might just be a case of you not being able to tune into your intuition, because sometimes when we have a desire, sometimes when we want to manifest something, it's like we really are unable to like tap into our own intuition that is asking us or nudging us towards this action of like moving on or making the choice to move on. Okay, so the same thing applies in other scenarios that you might be asking for, and know that if there is another person in this connection, romantic or otherwise, they are not in the same place as you are, and they were never as invested in this relationship as you were. They didn't care about you as much as you did. They were like, the Knight of Swords is a very selfish energy, which by the way I feel like is the other person's energy and their evolution from the Knight of Swords to the King of Wands. What I'm noticing most about the King of Wands, and I'll bring it up to the camera because the messages, or sorry, the images are really integrate and very like not very clear. So the biggest thing that I'm noticing here with this image is how their back is turned, okay, and they're looking in the other direction, like looking at something else. So this person, first of all, the commitment level wasn't there. They were not so invested as you were, okay? I just need a sip of my tea. So even in that scenario, the best advice for you would be to move on with the assurity that you will get your happiness in the end, pile 4. There's happiness in the end for you, definitely, and it's something I feel like you're manifesting with your energy. So whatever work you're doing on yourself, keep doing that, keep going forth and keep working on yourself. But it is time now to accept this ending with the Death energy clarifying the Three of Swords. And yes, it's going to take some time to heal from the situation, to heal from it all, and to move forward. But intuitively, I feel like even that that is the right choice for you. And if your intuition is already guiding you to do that, you should take it, because that is what is going to get you to your 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's get some more insight into your situation. What does Spirit want you to know? So what does Spirit want pile 4 to know about their situation? What does Spirit want you to know, pile 4? We have power with ginger. Look at that. So like I said, your personal power and your energy is really coming up as strong, and somebody who is literally primed to bring in the manifestation that they need. And so I feel like you should focus on harnessing your own spiritual power, harnessing your, inner source of strength, tapping into that and understanding that you have the power now to make the right decisions for you and move past this ending, this pain, to bring in your 10 of Pentacles. So you are powerful. If you instinctively sense that, that is absolutely right. That is, spiritually speaking, also right on the mark. So it is something that Spirit is validating here, that just because something has ended doesn't mean that you won't get your manifestation or you won't get your 10 of Pentacles. We have warding with elderflower. So this makes me feel like the ending that happened, or things that, you know, didn't pan out the way that you were hoping for, it's kind of like it was Spirit's way of protecting you, okay? And to keep you from walking down a path that was never really yours, and directing you towards something that is more right for you and what is meant for you. So this is literally like the universe, Spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, intercepting and bringing about these challenges, bringing about this ending, and making things like not work in this situation, because it was basically a form of protecting you from what otherwise could be even more harmful, or much more harmful than helpful, if that makes sense. So what else does Spirit want you to know? Pile 4. We have onion with tears, and as a tarot reader, I do notice, and I find it interesting that it came up, you know, got organically in the flow of the reading, got placed on the Three of Swords card. So Spirit is acknowledging your pain, and when this comes up, I really feel like the message is, you know, how you navigate this pain, or how you are able to overcome it, and rather like elevate your own consciousness and spirit and your perspective of looking at things, that really will determine the other parts or the following parts of your journey. However, Spirit is acknowledging that this is something that is going to be painful for you to let go of, to walk away from, and to accept something that has ended, okay? But look at your tears as washing out what is not meant for you, okay? And redirecting your path towards something that is more right for you, as I mentioned. So one last card. What is Spirit wanting you to know about your situation? But there is heartbreak, and I feel for you, pile 4. This is going to be challenging, of course, but the kind of, you know, pain that Three of Swords generally talks about is something that can be healed from. The heart is broken, but it is not like completely destroyed, if you will. We have bitterness with lemon. So there are feelings of bitterness, maybe especially for those of you that are asking about relationships, and maybe even otherwise. So how are you going to allow the bitterness that you have experienced through your through this experience, if you will, whether in relationships or otherwise, how are you going to or are you going to allow it to affect you and affect what decisions you take next? Or are you going to make the choice to heal it and move past it? That's the question that you need to ask. You need to be able to let go of that bitterness, which I'm sorry if that sounds very like, you know, as like I'm teaching you something or like telling you that you must do it, but it should be something that you should be focusing on so as not to bring it into the other parts of your life and going forth whatever is coming ahead in your journey. Okay, so be careful with that, work on healing the bitterness. And now with the next set of oracle decks, I'm gonna take an advice for you in the moment. So right now when you're watching this reading, what is the advice for you in order to stay aligned to your Ten of Pentacles? Because happiness in the end is a given, but maybe not from what you're asking about, but it is given. So to stay aligned and to, you know, remain on the same path that will lead you to your Ten of Pentacles, what is the advice for pile 4? Let's see. Whoops. We have invest in your future. So This could mean either financial investment, or this could also mean energetically speaking. So taking care of yourself and keeping an eye on the mark, which is, the 10 of Pentacles, where you want to get what you really want to bring in and experience in your life in the end. So investment is always done with a forward focus or a future focus. We always think about what we are, let's say, for example, saving the money for. What are we creating for ourselves? So keeping that vision in mind and taking a step towards that will be important. And then kind of analyzing and thinking about this situation and seeing if this situation really would have gotten you to where you truly want to go. And maybe you'll find the answer will be a no. Maybe your intuition will tell you of the reasons why it would have been the wrong choice in the moment. So keeping an eye on your future goal and what you're trying to create in the future for you, and working towards that right now, and keeping in alignment with that. That's a good way to keep in alignment with your manifestation or your long-term vision, if you will. So what else is the advice for pile 4? In order to stay in alignment, we have stop comparing. Okay, so this is all about celebrating your unique journey and celebrating your own uniqueness. So if you are getting caught up by, the first thing that comes to mind, like looking at other people and kind of thinking about their journeys, and of course like where they are in life and how, and if that something says something about you, then stop doing that, because your uniqueness and your journey is your very own. So it doesn't have to match anybody else's standards. It doesn't have to match what other people are going through. But because you become appreciative of your own uniqueness, that is how you will be able to bring to yourself what you truly want. Okay, so that seems to be an important factor here. And ask yourself if you are getting caught up in that mentality or in that mental zone where you're allowing the failures or the problems or the hurdles in your life be an indication of you will never get there, just because some other person in your life you're looking at them and thinking like, they're gonna, they probably made it so far, and, they have this, they have that, and I am of a similar age bracket or whatever, or by this time this should have manifested, and if it hasn't, it doesn't, it kind of tells me that it might never happen. So if you're getting caught up in that mental dialogue and self-talk, end it right now. Let not what you see out in the world dictate how you feel about yourself. That is the message of this oracle card. So what else? What is the advice for pile 4? And keep in mind, this is a general reading, so take only those pieces of advice that make sense to you, maybe comparing, and the problems that I spoke about in this card, maybe they won't resonate with you, and that is fine. Leave that for someone else watching. So we have share what you can spare. This card also came up in pile 3's reading, and what this tells me, of course, as I said, pile 3, the first thing that comes to mind is taking care of your own needs first, and then with whatever you have left to spare, that you can share with other people. But this also comes or also is relevant when it comes to your own resources, so your own energy, your time. Be very mindful of who you are allowing to impinge on your personal space and affect you, and who you are entertaining, because the first thing you need to do is take care of yourself, protect your energy, nourish yourself, feed yourself, and then when you are done with that, with whatever is left as spare, that's what you can share with other people. Okay, so you first, putting yourself first, is the message of this card. So what else is the advice in the moment for pile 4 to remain aligned with their 10 of Pentacles, which is coming, definitely coming for you guys? We have rise above. So this is about your consciousness, allowing it to, elevate you, rising up a level, like leveling up in life, and also about like holding a higher perspective, which of course comes from higher consciousness. So rise above your circumstances, rise above this pain, and again, when you rise above and when you're viewing something from up top, from that elevated consciousness, you might see it differently. You might get different insights into that, and the new lessons that you might learn. Okay, so whatever that means to you, and however you can accomplish that, move past the situation and actually elevate your own consciousness and work on holding that viewpoint rather than getting stuck with where you might be right now. Okay, so challenge your own perspective, if you will, and your own beliefs about what has happened. So what else is the advice for pile 4? Really intense advice, and I feel like you're stepping into a time where you will remain a little focused on your own self. Okay, you will be encouraged to do that. And the last one is do nothing. So do not fight the situation is what I would say. Do not fight what is unfolding. With the death card, if something is coming to an end, allow it to fall apart. Allow it to go from your life and exit. Like, don't resist what is happening right now, pile 4. That is very important. And also there's a little bit of like feeling of allowing yourself time to rest, some downtime, which I feel like is also a phase that you might be walking into next, after the situation has sort of played itself out. So doing nothing, yeah, that would be the right choice. No resistance and no fighting it, and also allowing yourself some downtime to relax and recuperate and heal, if you will. Okay, so I really hope that this reading was helpful, pile 4. With these readings, I tend to be vague, of course, because I literally cannot guess what you are asking about. So, but I still hope that the messages were resonant, and if it did help you in any way, big or small, consider leaving this video a like. And if you chose pile 4, let me know if the messages resonated, if it helped you. Any kind of activity you do on a YouTube video, whether it's liking it, commenting on it, it really does help the creator and the channel. So I would appreciate your support in those small ways, and consider subscribing if this reading helped you, for staying in touch with me and like keeping an eye on this channel and for what else is coming up in terms of future tarot readings. So thank you once again for being here, pile 4, and hopefully I'll connect with you very soon. Bye. Hey there, pile 5. If you chose the burnt orange crystal, fire and ice crystal, and this card, this will be your reading. Now, if you skipped or missed the intro, and as I mentioned in the intro, I'm going to get, or my intention is to get a definitive yes or no answer, because I do understand that that is what is going to be the most helpful for you. But please understand that I do not control the messages, and sometimes even a maybe comes through, and sometimes Spirit is like, this is the situation, and whether it's a yes or a no is up to you. So that could happen. And with the other 4 readings that I did, there is a collective theme of experiencing ending. At least that came up in 3 of the piles. So let's see if that happens with you, dealing with endings and walking away from stuff that doesn't work for you. But definitely I want a definitive answer rather than some vague, things coming forward. So we started with the Page of Swords and the Sun, and I'm going to be drawing 5 cards in total to start with. Then we have the 9 of Swords. Is the answer a yes or a no? For pile 5. Is the answer a yes or a no? Then we have the 3 of Pentacles. Is the answer a yes or a no? Then we have the 3 of Wands. So I'm gonna say, based on the energies that I see here, this is mostly looking like a yes. And what I mean by that is I'm noticing the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords is a card of stress. It is of anxiety and feeling worried and anxious about something, okay? Sometimes it's also like not being able to sleep, losing sleep, literally sleep over an issue. But what I feel like is that there is a need to continue working on whatever it is that you're asking for in whichever context. There is a need for you to stick to it. Okay, if you're asking about work, then there is a need to manage the stress that you're going through right now, even though I'm not like belittling that or discarding that with, toxic positivity and kind of telling you, don't worry about it, like you'll get over it, like be positive. This is not about that. This is about like really stepping into an acceptance of how you're feeling. But despite feeling the way that you are, which is riddled with stress and anxiety at this time, and could also be speaking of a negative mindset, I feel like things are about to turn for the positive very soon. There's a need for you to keep at it. Okay, keep creating. This is something that you are wanting, okay, to build, wanting it to grow, and you will get there. You will get to the place where you'll feel more optimistic, where you will be ready to make the next plans, take the next steps, okay? It might have started off slow, started off with just an idea that you had in your mind, and overall, with the Sun energy as well, I feel like this is something that brings more positivity rather than negative into your life. So overall, it's about how you can manage your emotions, so to speak, through this situation and keep at it, like I said. And eventually, I feel like you're bound to feel more positive and optimistic. Okay, so I am going to actually clarify these cards, and it is something I did for pile 4 readings, pile 4's reading, and I feel the need to do that here a little bit. So let's see, what is the Page of Swords energy in pile 5's tarot spread? What is the Page of Swords? We have the Hermit. If you're asking about a relationship, this could be someone you're no longer in contact with. With the Sun, we have the Devil energy, okay? Interesting, very interesting combination with the Sun and the Devil there. What's the 9 of Swords energy for pile 5? We have Ace of Swords. What is the 3 of Pentacles energy for pile 5's spread? We have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like some of you are asking about work and about finding success with a project, or at your job, at your career, with that King of Pentacles energy. And right now I feel like there might be a lot of confusion, there might be a lot of uncertainty and lack of clarity, but I feel like it is coming. It's almost like Spirit is asking you to hold on, before you choose to either quit or end something. So this is like, hang in there. We have the Two of Swords. So the confusion that you feel right now, bottom of the deck energy, is the Ace of Pentacles. The confusion that you feel right now is sort of the kinds that will get clear as time progresses, and this is going to lead to an absolute new beginning, okay? So with the Two of Swords, the message typically, because we have a person that's sitting with a blindfold, and that tells me that right now you're not really seeing this situation for all that it is, like the entire potential of this situation, whether it's a relationship or whether it's like a work thing that you're asking for. So some things are hidden from you, but I feel like as you keep at it and as you keep chiseling away what is not needed and keep creating what you love to see or what you would love to see, the fogs, the clouds of uncertainty, they're going to clarify, they're going to clear up, and you're going to reach some sense of semblance and some sense of like future hopeful about the future, and the future being positive. Like you might not know right now what's going to happen and how things are going to pan out, but it feels like it will work out for the best. Now with the Sun and the Devil energy, I kind of feel like the Devil is all about like feeling stuck in a situation and feeling like you have no choice, but as I said, I have a feeling that this connection or this situation, whatever you're asking about, is bringing more positivity rather than negatives into your life. And I do apologize for being this vague, but with this type of a yes or no reading, I have no idea what you're asking about, so I'm giving you all kind of like interpretations, okay? So with the Page of Swords and the Hermit, the way you began your journey, whether it's in a relationship or whether it's like any other journey, you need to go back within yourself and connect with the reasons for why you began, okay? And I feel like there are still a lot of lessons that you're going to learn and that you're being called to connect with in this situation. There's some learning here, some important learning, which again goes hand in hand in preparing you for what is coming up next. But do not give up yet is the message, is what I'm getting. This will improve, like vastly and greatly improve, turn around, and will lead to a fresh new start and something that is more solid with the Ace of Pentacles and the Earth energy. So let's get some Oracle card and get some further insight for you, Pile 5. What is it that Spirit is wanting you to know? With the next set of Oracle cards that I bring in, I'm going to look at those as advice for you in the moment. So right now, what can you be doing? What should you be focusing on and learning, etc.? So let's see. We have Gossip. This card also came up with one of the piles. I forget which one now. But I feel like there might be other people around you involved in this situation, and they might be negatively affecting your energy. Just give me a second. I just need to take a sip of water. So if you find that you're getting influenced by what other people are saying and what their fears are, okay, and you are kind of picking up their ideas and their fears, be careful of that and don't let that affect your view of this situation, your view of this circumstance that you find yourself in. Make up your own mind that this is all about, like, again, with the Hermit energy, going within and discerning what you truly feel. So don't depend on other people's input, because it's bound to be wrong in this situation. Then we have sugar with sweetness. Oh my God. Okay. So something about this is bittersweet, I would say, looking at the entire like tarot spread and the bigger context of this. But like I said, there is something that is very sweet and attractive about being in this situation, and there are certainly some positives here, certainly some gifts in this situation which you might not be acknowledging. And wishes, this tells me that this might very much be in alignment, and by that what I mean, and bottom of the deck we have romance. So like I said, you might be asking about a relationship for some of you, but whatever is going on right now, I feel like it is working towards your wish fulfillment, even though it doesn't look like that. Do you know what I mean? And allow it the time that it needs to, like I said, for the situation to turn around and to actually bring you to a point where you'll see, like, this is exactly what I wanted. That might be the thing that you're not seeing in this situation right now. Okay, and romance, as I said, there's a very sweet romantic energy present for this spread as well. So for those of you that chose pile 5, why did I say pile 2? For those of you that chose pile 5, it could very well be about a romantic connection, and this tells me that there is or there are feelings of romance and love present, even though right now they might be stressing you out with the Nine of Swords energy. It's almost like it doesn't feel like perfect or meeting the idea of perfect that you have in your mind right now, but Spirit is saying it actually is, if you only allow it to unfold the way it is supposed to unfold and not get influenced by the temporary circumstance and the people that might be others' opinion or whatnot that might be influencing your outlook. Okay, so let's get some advice for you. What is the advice for pile 5 in the moment to stay in alignment with what they are wishing to manifest? So did I mention already that this is looking like a yes? So if it is something that you wanted to hear, what can you do to stay in alignment? We have speak up. Oops. We have use your authentic voice with this card. You know, the advice of this card is don't hold back, speak up. This is, to me, is all about truly expressing, authentically expressing what you truly feel and desire and what you're seeking. So don't hold back. Communication is important here. We also have slowed down. Again, you know, taking a break from it, if that is what is going to help you manage your stress, is a good idea. But in general as well, like slowing down also makes me think of like going back and checking in with yourself and making sure that you are doing well and your feelings are on point as you're navigating this situation. So if slowing down is something that appeals to you, there is absolutely no harm in taking a break and stepping away for a while in order to connect with yourself. So what else is the advice for pile 5? We have move your body. Okay, so this tells me that there might be a lot of like pent up stressful energy. Of course, we have the Nine of Swords already in your spread, and one of the ways that you can deal with stress, I feel like stress management would be very important for you guys that are watching this reading for pile 5. And one of the ways that you can do that is through exercise, moving your body. Whatever type of exercise appeals to you is going to help you stay in alignment with the energy that is needed to bring in this, you know, positive change, or being able to hold on until the positive change is clearly seen. So whatever form of exercise, whether it's dancing, as we see in this card, or something else, do that. We have forgive and forget. So don't hold grudges, okay? Whether it's, you know, in the relationship and the person you're asking about, because like I said, it might be, this seems like a very circumstantial and very temporary kind of stressful situation that might have popped up for you guys. And the best idea would be to reconcile and forgive the person for whatever they have done. And this can also mean like forgiving yourself for certain things that you are unhappy about, the choices and decisions that you have made. But forgiving and forget, there is a restoration of harmony, and there is still like working towards a new beginning or restoring that harmony. So definitely not walking away. And oh, speaking of walking away, we have let go, which is very funny. It's like literally Spirit contradicted me there for a second, but I do feel like let go is not about like letting go of you know, this situation, but it is about the stress that we create for ourselves by hanging on way too tightly to an imagined or expected outcome. So I feel like the more lighthearted you are towards, you know, this entire situation that you're asking about, the more you will be able to allow for things to organically unfold, if that makes sense. Like that, you know, let's go of the resistance that we build up within ourselves and the stress we create for ourselves by hanging on to our own ideas of this is how things should manifest, this is how, you know, it has to come about, or you know, there can be no other way. So there is this energy of like letting go of control, so to speak. Okay, so yeah, that is all I have for you, Pile 5. If you chose Pile 5 and if this reading did help you, consider leaving a like on this video and also letting me know what you were asking about, what your question was, if you're willing to share that, and how this reading helped you out. Any kind of activity that you do on a YouTube video, whether it is liking it or commenting on it, that really does help creators like myself. So I would appreciate your support in any of those ways, or maybe both of them, and consider subscribing and staying back for more future readings to come from me on this channel. So thank you once again, Pile 5, for being here, taking the time to watch this reading, and I hopefully will connect with you in one of my future videos or one-on-one. All the details to contact me are in the description box. So thank you once again. I'll see you next time. Bye.